Jackpot. Jackpot. Coming forth to carry me home.
All right, here's your cotton candy.
I'm sorry, I actually didn't want any whipped cream.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah. You guys smoke, bitch? Coming forth to carry me home. Episode 214. I gotcha. Welcome to the DynamiteGizmo podcast, episode 214. Ladies and guys, guys and guts, graham crackers, and here's today's card. It's tradition around here to show you the card, but it's not tradition to show you what's on the card. Find out anyway because we'll talk about it. I said you'll find out anyway. Isn't that nice?
Jackpot.
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 Jack. 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 Jackpot. Jack. 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 Jack.
You guys got any bags of? You guys got any? You guys got any?
Jackpot. Jackpot.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. You're flat. I gave my beard a little trim. And now you can see my neck. You can see my neck now. How do you feel about that?
Don't touch each other, please.
Don't touch my neck.
Don't touch each other, please.
Dana!
Don't touch each other, please.
You little fucking rat.
You little fucking rat.
Okay, what are we doing here? We warming up? I think we're warm, guy. I think we're fucking warmed right up. This is 214. This is the 214th episode of the DynamiteGizmo podcast. And it is wonderful, and it is great, and the world is a wonderful place. And I'm glad to be here. Aren't you glad to be on this planet? Huh? What about you, Janny? Janice.
Yep.
Janice is proud. She's a proud aunt. Janice is so thankful to be on this planet, and you should be too. All right, take a moment to be grateful. What a wonderful world we live in. Huh? It's better than it's ever been. And you know it, and I know it, and it's true. Dude, I'm telling you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Wash those wallows away. Flush them down the toilet. We love this world. We love this planet. And you know, mushrooms on the planet. It's all good. Okay? Take a moment and relax. Take a deep breath. Eat some vitamins. Go for a jog. Lift some weights. Eat some good food. No more McDonald's for you. You've had enough. You're cut off. Why am I saying all this stuff? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It just comes from, I know why. But I'm not gonna orchestrate. Okay? I'm not going to tell you how to live. Only you can tell yourself how to live. All right? And there's ways to do it. You can feel good, dude. You can. Just figure it out. I'm telling you. I don't want to be the guy who sits here and is like, hey, here's what's working for me. You should do it. Or maybe I should. I don't know. All I can say is life is good and I'm feeling great. Okay? If you start doing the right things in life, you'll start to feel better. Don't let depression and anxiety fucking take over, because it will, and it can, and it's easy. Eat healthy, work out, exercise at least 4 days a week. Vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, yada yada, whatever. Protein, lots of it. And fuck all the junk food, okay? And then, to top it all off, find some good books. Find some good books that'll change your mindset and keep you fucking going. Don't read the book until you start eating healthy and exercising. All right? Get past that 3-month hump. And you'll be so into it that you'll be like, fuck me, why haven't I done this before? I'm telling you, guy. I know I don't normally talk like this, but I'm telling you right now, this is what I'm doing. Did it again. And it's working. Hello? Is this testing? Ah! Shit. Are we good? We're good. We're good. It's all good, guy. Everything's good. What a lovely place we live on. What was I talking about? My life is it's good. Whatever, dude. Come on. Get to the program.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Get back to the program. We've got a lot of shit to talk about today. We've got so much. I've never had more things to talk about in an episode. Never. There's so much going on this planet. And we're just going to jump right into it. This is the #1 podcast on the planet. I hate to break the news to you, but it's true. The Dynamite Gizmo podcast is the #1 podcast. Ever. There's never been a bigger podcast than this one that you're watching right now. I swear to anything that you want me to swear on, I'll swear. Bible. Torah. What else is there? What's the Muslim one? Quran?
My poo looks like angel hair pasta.
I want to oil you up.
I forgot I had that.
What the fuck does that mean?
I forgot I had the oil up one.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I am like the elephant.
Shut.
UFC Noche is coming up next weekend, not this coming weekend, but wait, when? No. Why don't we take a look at the old calendar here? It's not popping up. I would like to look at the calendar. Okay. It went away. Popped up, went away. Can I look at the calendar, please? Okay. Where's the calendar? I miss the good old days when the calendar would just pop up instead of all this fucking bullshit. Do I care about any of this stuff? None of it. Nope. Don't want any of this. Okay, I can pull up a calendar. September 2024 calendar. Let's see. What is the date today? We're not even in September yet. Swing low. Sweet chair. Okay, so this Saturday is the 31st. So it's a couple weekends away. So on the 11th, well, I guess for you guys, the 13th when I upload this, Friday the 13th. I'll be uploading on Friday the 13th. That'll be episode 215, 16, I guess. I will make my predictions for UFC Noche. And life is grand. I'm honestly stoked to see what the fuck the Sphere is going to look like. Dana keeps hyping it up. He's like, it's going to be not only is it going to be the greatest show in the history of UFC for the people actually at the event, but for the people watching at home, it's going to be fucking grand. It's going to be a grand expedition. It's going to be a visual fucking cum shot. You're going to cum in your pants. Do I have a cum soundbite? I know I do. I have to, right? I know I do. I just don't know. Oh, this one. Remember? E.T. That's the noise he'll make. It's going to be an extravagant extravaganza. We're going to swing low, sweet chariot. Coming forth to... that song has been stuck in my head all the livelong day. All the livelong day. Okay, so I just want to talk about this right off the bat. All right? Mr. White of the Dana did a post-fight press conference right after the Dana White Contenders Series this week. And the last 10 minutes of it, he was about to leave. He was about to end the fucking press conference. And the, what do you call them? The news people? What the fuck are they called? The people in the audience who ask the questions? You know what I'm talking about. Those people kept pressing. The media. They kept pressing Daniel White about John Jones fighting Stipe Miocic. And they're all basically in agreement, as is most of the internet, in saying that Jones needs to fight Tom Aspinall and Stipe can take a fucking hike. All right? And we are going to watch this 10-minute clip together. Right now, the whole 10 minutes. I don't give a fuck what you're doing right now. We're watching the 10 minutes because I have some shit to say. Well, maybe we don't have to watch the whole 10 minutes, but let's just turn her on.
I saw that on the internet too. Are you guys that fucking stupid? You can't be that fucking stupid to think that John Jones is not the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world and the GOAT. But maybe you are.
He's not going to talk to any of us either, because right now...
See, he's about to leave.
What do you mean?
Because he's watching this, and we're all saying, questioning you, and...
Yeah, question me. Who's better than John Jones? Who's pound for pound better than?
No, okay, John.
At what point does activity come into play, right? I mean, we all agree there is nobody better than John Jones. He's the greatest of all time. There's no question about it. But at some point when you're looking at rankings, they do have to represent what's happening in the organization at that moment, right at that time. And in the past 3 years, he's had one fight.
And you thought he lost to Reyes.
Huh?
And when he fought Reyes, you said you thought Reyes won the fight.
He didn't win the fight. John Jones did.
But you said you thought he won the fight.
Who gives a shit? I'm not the fucking judges. The guy didn't he didn't lose the fight. And the one loss that he has is from a referee that should have never been a referee in a million years. He's never lost. We were just talking tonight, these kids that come in here that are undefeated, you know how hard it is to stay undefeated? John Jones went through Murderer's Row. When you talk about activity, and he's fought one time, but John Jones was supposed to fight. If John Jones was sitting on the couch and saying, yeah, I don't know when I'm going to fight again, then he's definitely not in the pound-for-pound discussion right now. He was scheduled to fight, and he got injured. He is an active fighter. He is absolutely an active fighter. And when you talk about pound-for-pound, and I don't want to shit on any of my other guys, but who is it right now? Islam? Islam, many people believe, lost to the guy who's a weight class below him. Is that how pound for pound works? Many people, including people in this room.
But he got the win. It doesn't matter what we
say. You're absolutely right. But he fought a weight class down. John Jones fought a weight class up. And let me tell you what, when all the guys were in there, you had the John Jones, the Anderson Silvas, and the George St. Pierres. I know who wanted to fight who and who didn't want to fight who. And John Jones has always been willing to fight everybody. You know what I mean? The only real mark with me, with John Jones, it was his fucking team that he was with at that time, who I could tell you 50 fucking stories about. The Chael Sonnen fight. When they were refusing to fight Chael Sonnen. You know what I mean? But other than that, John Jones has fought everybody that's ever been put in front of him. He went through murderer's row, and if you look at who he fought at the time when he fought them, look at the record of the guys combined that he fought. And the list just goes on and on.
That makes him the greatest fighter of all time, not the greatest active fighter, because he is not an active fighter. He has fought one time in over 4 years.
He is an active fighter. He just got injured. He was going in.
But he hasn't fought.
And he was going in to fight at heavyweight again.
Okay.
A weight class above.
But that's
and he fucking destroyed the guy who was the best guy in the division.
But that's an unfortunate thing, and I think everybody here, if he was active, if he had fought one more time, would say he's number one.
He was active. He blew his fucking shoulder out in training and then had to recover and is still coming back and fighting that fight.
So here's the argument. You could say that we don't know anything.
John Jones is
active.
Don't
know. No, see, that's what you do. You talk over us, so we can't answer.
I apologize. You go ahead.
So if he fought and we don't put him number one, then you have that argument to say you don't know what the hell you're talking about. We are all, I think everybody in this room is saying he's the greatest fighter of all time. And I think most people in this room would say he is the number one pound for pound fighter of all time. But you can't just sit on your laurels from something you did 3, 4, 5 years ago. When
was the Cyril Gane fight?
Since Islam, he hasn't fought in 18 months.
Okay.
Okay, and it's going to be 20 months by the time he gets in the ring. So that, assuming he gets in the ring, right? We don't know he's going to be healthy. So all I think everybody is saying, and the argument against you, is the fact that most people who do pound for pound lists have a 1 year cutoff, unless they're, they had a fight scheduled at the time. So John fell out of pound for pound list because it was over a year and he didn't have a fight scheduled.
He did.
He doesn't have.
He did have a fight scheduled, and he got injured.
And so that. Okay.
And now he does have a fight scheduled now.
How many times did we ask you, Dana? Is he fighting? I don't know what's happening with John Jones. Just like you say about Conor now, right?
I did not say I don't know what's happening with John Jones. What I said was John Jones is injured, and he's recovering from his injury. Fucking common sense. Everybody knows that. This guy just said he knows he's fighting in fucking November. Will I announce it? I said I'll announce it when the whole card is, but everybody knows he's fighting. It's fucking silly. And I don't know what this game is with everybody, but John Jones is the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Until this fucking guy, and he has been he hasn't fought, what'd you say, 18 months? Since the Cyril Gane fight?
18 months and then 1 in 4 years.
So 18 months. He moved up and he fought Cyril Gane and destroyed him in a weight class above him, who was the number one guy in the world, and in the UFC. Then we book another fight. He's training for the fight, blows his shoulder out, which means he's still active, gets surgery, recovering, and is scheduled to fight in November. He is an active fighter.
I think it's kind of like Bill Clinton's definition of is.
I don't even know what that means, but...
that was when he was getting impeached, and then the lawyer, but forget that.
No, but he has been an active fighter. He's active. It's not like John Jones was not active and was not accepting fights. And I also believe, because I know how John Jones is, John Jones fights and beats Stipe. If he wins, I think he fights Aspinall. So... It's all just, this is some little fucking game we're all playing that I don't understand.
Well, and Dana,
he is the pound for pound best fighter in the world, and he's the greatest of all time.
I think the last point of this is,
and you don't have to like him. It's not like me and John Jones are fucking, buddy.
Well, I like John Jones, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will say that I've had my share of arguments with him just like you have, but I like him. But I think the last thing is, too, who he is fighting, right, coming up. So... everybody in this room thinks Aspinall is more highly rated than Stipe at this point. Stipe's reputation is fantastic, but he has not won a fight since he beat DC in 4 years. So that also plays into it, partially a factor, when you have a guy like Aspinall knocking Sergey Pavlovich out in a minute, Curtis Blades in less than a minute, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
That's just me.
No, I don't disagree with you. But here's the flip side to that. So what do? A guy who's looked at as the greatest heavyweight in the UFC, right? This fight set up, John Jones gets hurt. Not his fault. He has to wait and go back into fucking training camp again. He was training. So do I just yank it away from Stipe and say, hey, go fuck yourself and sit on the sidelines for 2 more years? Or you know what I mean? If I did that, you guys would be like, oh, you fucking disrespected the greatest heavyweight ever. And you know what I mean? So would the fucking fans. So I should just shit on Stipe because John got hurt and not make the fight that he was already supposed to fight.
We'll end it here, but I'll talk to you later.
What?
Okay, then the answer to that would be you should have had Stipe fight Aspinall or somebody else, right? In the interim, because how do you qualify for a title shot when you have not fought since 2021, and you lost that fight? How do you qualify for a title shot sitting out for over 3 years and just sitting on the sidelines waiting when you're trying to say who is the best fighter in the world? Should you not be active and be competing and be beating? You said yourself, and Hunter has said that the UFC heavyweight division is the best it's ever been, right? So should he not be challenging himself against those fighters? So when John got hurt, instead of saying Stipe versus Pavlovich, Aspinall versus Pavlovich, why not Stipe versus Pavlovich or Stipe versus Aspinall at that point? That would be the argument.
So I have two legends in the sport that wanted to fight each other. These guys are lined up. One guy gets hurt. And this is the fight that they both want. What do you do? You don't show the guys the respect. And I guarantee you this, if Stipe wins, Stipe's going to retire. You know what I mean? This will be Stipe's last fight. So are you, the media, telling me I should just tell Stipe to fuck off and, good luck to you, Stipe. Right off into sunset. Go fight some fires and that's a wrap for you, buddy. Because Jean got hurt? Or do I show this guy the respect that I should show him and give them both the fight that they want? That's the position I'm in. We had this thing lined up, and again, like you said, if Stipe was 32 years old, then that's probably what we do. But this is probably Stipe's last fight, win or lose, and I'm not going to disrespect the guy. He accepted the fight. He was ready for the fight, and John got injured.
Yeah, it's pretty much over there. So I think a lot of people are still shitting on Dana White after this. They're like, oh, fuck Dana, you're so dumb, yada, yada, yada. The aggression towards Dana White is unjust, and it needs to stop. I think people need to put themselves in Dana White's shoes, okay? Imagine you're in Dana White's position right now. What the fuck are you going to do? All right? You're not just going to tell Stipe to be like, okay, you're not fighting anymore. Aspinall's fighting because he has defended the interim title already, and he is next in line to fight John Jones. Now, don't get me wrong. I still want Tom Aspinall to fight John Jones. I think... he has the interim title. He's defended the interim title, which is crazy. He, above anybody else, does deserve to fight John Jones. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like 100% he deserves to fight John Jones. And I think that fight should happen. But, like Dana White said, he has already made the agreement between Stipe and John Jones. That's the fight that they were supposed to do. These guys are legends in the sport. And they are both at basically retirement age. More specifically, Stipe is. Like you said, this is more than likely and almost 100% positively going to be Stipe's last fight. Okay? Stipe's done after this. So... like he said, he's giving them the respect that they deserve. These guys have been in the UFC way longer than Aspinall. They deserve a shot. They deserve this shot. This is the fight they anticipated for. And they were going to fight, and John Jones happened to injure himself. Okay, so they have to delay it. And during that time of delaying it, they had to do an interim title. Tom Aspinall happened to got that interim title, and he's just dominating. All right, but Tom Aspinall is just getting into his prime right now, okay? So, of course, Dana White is going to let Stipe and Jon Jones duke it out still. Just wait it out. November's going to come. Jon Jones is going to fight Stipe, okay? If Jon Jones wins, which is more than likely what's going to happen, Jon Jones is either going to retire or he's going to fight Tom Aspinall to really prove who the heavyweight king is. All right? And if Jon Jones is any sort of smart that he is, that was weird. But if Jon Jones is as smart as everyone thinks he is absolutely going to take the fight between himself and Tom Aspinall and prove who the fucking GOAT really is. Okay? Now, if Stipe wins, Stipe's going to retire. And then the belt is just going to go to Tom Aspinall. And then if Jon Jones does want to fight, he can claim that belt back, or Tom will keep the belt. We're not just imagine, again, put yourself in Dana White's shoes. All right? Stipe and Jones are your boys. You've grown with them. You've watched them fucking rise to the top for fucking over a decade or more, however long they've been around each other. You're not just going to push them aside and be like, Stipe, you're fucking done, dude. Get out of here. It was already arranged, and there was a mishap, and now they had to delay it. But again, with all that being said, of course I fucking think Aspinall deserves this. But we got to work around what we have here. It's not like Aspinall's never going to have the chance to actually get the heavyweight belt. There's so much more time left for Aspinall. So much more time. We're just getting started on the Aspinall scene. But everyone's so gung-ho to just push Stipe off to the side and be like, let's fucking go. And I get it. I absolutely get it. And I felt that way too. But when I hear it explained from Dana's point of view, I'm like, okay, it makes sense, dude. It makes sense. What's he going to do? He wants this fight just like you guys do. But he's not going to fucking just end it like that. Come on, man.
It's been...
So I just wanted to say that shit. Because nobody's fucking agreeing with Dana. And a lot of times I don't agree with Dana either. But this time I fucking do. I absolutely fucking do. Because you have to fucking put yourself in his goddamn shoes, dude. Just do it. If you were Dana White and this was the arrangement, you wouldn't just push Stipe off to the side and be like, okay, Aspinall, you're in. You wouldn't do it. I guarantee you, none of you would do it. Everyone who's talking shit about Dana, if you were in Dana's shoes, you wouldn't fucking have the cojones. And it's not even about cojones. You just wouldn't do it because it's not the right thing to do. Y'all act like this isn't going to work out for Aspinall. It's going to work out, okay? Just let this play out, okay?
Bee-boo-boo-bop. Bee-boo-boo. 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 Bee-boo-boo.
Here's something for you. Here's a little something for you. You like that? Huh? You want to watch it again? It's a pretty good impression. I'm not going to lie. If you weren't looking, you would think that's a chainsaw, not a downy.
He can't keep getting away with.
We're going to stay on the UFC fucking train here for a second. Just for a second. Okay? We all know Sean Strickland. And we know Sean Strickland met MGK, I don't know, at a UFC event or something. And the second he got introduced to him, he was shit-talking him to his face. And MGK didn't like it. And he gave him a dirty look. And once he gave Sean Strickland a dirty look, Sean Strickland ripped him to shreds. And said, "You're a puss. You're a vampire. You're a gay bastard." I don't know what the fuck he said. But he said some shit. And he's continued to say shit on the internet. And wherever. And I guess MGK, I don't know if he was on, what is this, Impulsive? I haven't seen this clip yet. But apparently he's like telling Strickland, shut up.
And there's another funny factor of just like the art of me standing or existing makes people furious. And
I saw one of them. I don't know if
which one?
The Strickland one.
I don't know this guy from a crumb of bread, right? I didn't know who he was when I met him. I got hip afterward that he's like insanely racist and homophobic and just not my type of guy, so I would have never even wanted to shake hands with him in the first place. But he also is just a representative of every person who's too scared to just be themselves, because if you're comfortable as yourself, you don't care who anybody else is and how they are. He's so dumb that I'm going to tell him right now, you should not keep saying stuff because it just makes me look better, but you're going to keep saying stuff. So I know that you'll react and say more things, but you just shouldn't. As a person who's just giving you big bro advice, learn this. Shut the fuck up and don't speak on me anymore and live your life. But you won't, and I'm going to continue laughing at you because you're a fucking idiot.
Listen, Sean's who he is. He says what he wants. He says what's on his mind. Sean's misunderstood by a lot of people, specifically by MGK. First look at Sean, you're going to say he's racist and homophobic and yada, yada, yada. And personally, I don't say that about anyone, because I think all that shit is horse trash and doesn't exist. Obviously it exists. But Sean Strickland's not who you think he is. And yeah, he says shit. But he's just saying that because it's the way he presents himself. He acts like, don't get me wrong, I think MGK is an okay guy, all right? But he's saying like Sean Strickland is afraid to be himself, whereas when this guy has got blackout tattoos all over him, he's got big chains on his neck, he's got all these rings, and he's trying to portray himself through his music as like an emo guy now, and he used to be a rapper, and it's like, you're saying Sean Strickland doesn't know who he is. I think you don't know who you are. I think you're trying to portray yourself in all these fucking facets and ideas, and you get upset when people call you out on that. So you gaslight and try to turn it around on other people like Sean Strickland and say they're the ones who are scared to be themselves. But in all honesty, Sean Strickland is the definition of someone who knows how to be themselves. He is the definition of preservance. Okay? Sean Strickland is more himself than you are yourself by a long shot. You are an act. You don't know who you are. Not even close. And I'm not judging and I'm not hating, but I'm saying you're wrong. Absolutely wrong. And you're scared. You're scared to be called out because he's done it time and time again. So you clap back, just like you did with E-Minem. Sure, the things that Sean says can come across as rude, or hateful, but he's not going to stop. And if you really don't like it, then just don't even respond. Don't even acknowledge it. Just move past it, because it's not going to harm you. Unless he's physically threatening you and getting in your face and actually making your life a living hell, then just forget about him. All right? Because he is himself and he is who he says he is. And he wouldn't say what he said to you, to your face, if he truly didn't believe it or think it to be true. Anyway, I guess Megan Fox contacted Sean.
Megan Fox DM'd me. I was like, oh, famous level. Yeah? Nah, she wasn't. It wasn't that kind of DM. She was bro, I'm a fan of Megan. How many times
Who's not a fan?
Hey, yo, Megan, how many times have I jerked off to you in Transformers when I was a kid? I was all fucking day long, dude. I had some road rash with Megan Fox. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. So she hit me up, and I got a woman. I'd never do anything wrong. So she hit me up, and I was like, fame level reach, and the message was actually really kind of fucked up. It was kind of fucked up. It was more of like, hey, you know what? My kids get bullied, and like I get bullied online because you said they're and like they're not trans. Like they want to dress like rock stars, and I'm just like, sorry, Megan, I'll shut the fuck up about it, dude. I'm like, but you still drink blood and shit. Like, you still do a lot of weird shit, Megan.
You don't want
I
kids
shouldn't
to
make
be-
fun of your fucking kids, dude.
Sure.
I get it. But it was more MGK, bro. This motherfucker, dude. We're at these fights, and you gotta know these slap fights, dude. They're all just influencer jerk offs.
Right.
Like, and he introduced me to this guy, dude. He's wearing like a fucking vampire trench coat, has a fucking purse, painted nails. Why would you do this? Why would you set me up? Like, my brain is so, like, I'm trying to process. I'm looking into the void. And I just think I just said, like, what the fuck? Like, are you a fucking gay vampire? Dude, he looked at me with such fucking disgust that I was like, there's a little voice in my head said, we're fighting.
Yeah.
And then my girl got involved and broke us up.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it was. They were at the slap fight, and so someone who was a friend of MGK was like, oh, Sean, come meet MGK. And Sean walks up to MGK, and he's dressed like that, and he's like, oh, what are you, a gay vampire? Said that to MGK's face, and MGK didn't like it. Put on the face of disgust. And as soon as that happened, he might have even said something to Sean, but they didn't clarify here. But yeah, like you said, Sean, I mean, he was like, okay, this guy's a fucking dickhead. All right? And I watched this podcast, and Sean does go on to say that, you know, if MGK were to just turn it around and roast him back, they would have been so cool. They would have been fine. It would have ended there, and they probably could have been friends. And that is the issue. Like I was saying, okay? MGK is saying that Sean Strickland is not himself. But MGK is not himself. He's hiding behind this fucking vampire figure that he portrays himself as. And the problem is, when you try to joke about his persona that he puts on, he gets offended. You can't get offended, dude. You can't get offended. If you're going to dress like that, and someone makes fun of you, you can't get offended. All right? Dress like that all you want. Who gives a fuck? But if someone's going to poke fun at you, call you a gay vampire, and when you watch the video of them at the slap fight, Sean had a smile on his face when he said, what are you, a gay vampire? You know? It's a joke. You're ribbing the person. If you're going to dress that extravagant, learn to take a joke, all right? Take it and throw it back at them, all right? That's how you have a rapport with someone. Don't just get immediately offended and act like a little bitch about it, all right? And again, I'm not saying that I dislike MGK. He actually seems like a pretty cool guy, as most people are. But when you act like a little puss because someone calls you a gay vampire because you fucking look like one, purse, nails, trench coat. Like, what do you expect to happen? Especially from a guy like Sean Strickland. Now, mind you, he wasn't expecting Sean Strickland to come up to him. It was kind of a surprise introduction. But still, don't think that because you're a celebrity that you have some sort of high status above everyone else and that no one's going to say anything to you, okay? If you said you want to be a real person, okay. If that's who you want to be, or if you're still finding yourself, whatever. Take the roasts, because they're going to come your way. There's no doubt in my mind. All right? Look the way I'm dressed. I'm dressed like a fucking clown. All right? I'm dressed like a gay fucking clown right now. You're a gay vampire. I'm a gay clown. People are going to talk shit about this. All right? This isn't who I am. This isn't me. This is a thing. This is a persona. Talk shit. Whatever. Okay? Take it. Throw it back. Take it and throw it back. You know what? MGK should do a few rounds on fucking Kill Tony. That would prime him up and that would get him ready for the real world. Because I don't think he's equipped for the real world. He's too privileged. And it's all in his head.
Time to go and finger me booty.
I don't know if MGK would even last on Kill Tony. He'd probably get too offended. All right, and even when he was talking about Sean Strickland here, you could see him going like this, and his hands were just fucking vibrating. Because he's scared, dude. He's a scared little boy, and he doesn't know what to do. Good man. He'll figure it out, though. He'll figure it out. Sean Strickland said what he said, but it's the truth. He's not wrong. There's nothing I like more than a prankster who gets immediate revenge. This wasn't even one of the worst pranks I've seen. You know the ones where people are in like hardware stores, someone's looking in an aisle, a guy has a bucket of like glitter and throws it up in the air so it all lands on the person looking in the aisle, and then they turn around and make it look like it wasn't them doing it. Shit like that. I dislike that stuff, and I would not want that to happen to me. Oh yeah, okay. I just want to go over some nostalgia shit here. The other day, I'm picking my nose, sorry. If you're Canadian, which I don't know if you are, but if you are, and I don't even know if this was all over Canada or just in like Nova Scotia, but where I was from, we had these little things here. They're called Lil Squirts. Scottsburn, very popular company back in the day. They made these juice bags. They're bags of juice. And as a child, you would, God, I could suck these back like nobody's business. You just bite the corner off and squeeze the bag of juice into your mouth. God, they're great. They do come with a straw. You can poke the straw in, but most kids just bit the corner off and guzzled it. The problem with the straw is if you weren't careful, you could poke it right through and out the other side, and then now you got juice everywhere. So you had to be careful with the straw. I did like using the straw because when you bite the corner off, it's all like frayed and saliva-y. But anyway, these little squirts came into my mind the other day, and I had to look them up. So I gave him a Goog, and I typed in Lil Squirts into Google, and look what I got. Look what showed up. The first two images are the Scottsburn Little Squirts juice bags. But then the rest of them are just like adult diapers called Lil Squirts. Lil Squirts? I just think that's fucking hilarious, man. You have adult adult diapers called Lil Squirts. You have a little squirt, put a diaper on. I mean, look at this guy. He's so stoked to be having Lil Squirts in his pants, dude. Lil Squirts. I mean, this one's, look at this. This is just crazy. There's more of her. Why is she wearing a Lil Squirts? She's not squirt. Oh, well, I guess she could be squirting, but not on her ass. Doesn't really need the diaper. I don't know. Lil Squirts. I wish the Lil Squirts would come back, because they left. These were like all over the place as a kid. They were easy to get. They were just part of our childhood. And then they left. And they faded away. It wasn't like one day they were there, one day they weren't. Or maybe it does kind of feel like that, though. Think of something from your childhood that you have not seen since. There are things, and this was one of them. And I wish they never left, because it's the coolest idea. You might think juice in a bag is kind of dumb, all right? We had milk in bags too, which we did. But yeah. It was great. It was perfect. I don't know what it was about the bagged juice, but it hit different, dude. You just like squish it, bite it a corner, squirt it right in your mouth. They made ghetto juice too. It wasn't called ghetto juice, but we all called it ghetto juice. Let me see if I can find it here. Yep, here it is. I can't believe it showed up. So this is kind of hard to see. Is there a better image? Here it is. Save the ghetto juice. So this is a very blurry image, but yeah, these basically there were jugs of the juice that you would get in these juice bags, but they were in a jug, and they were called ghetto juice because they were super cheap, and like all the homeless and crack addicts would walk around town with a jug of it in their hand and just drink it, because that's all they could afford. And go to skate parks, kids would have it at the skate. We all loved ghetto juice, and that's what it was called. But it's gone. Doesn't exist anymore, as far as I know. And that's why there's all these posts saying, bring back Scottsburn juice, save the ghetto juice. And I don't know if it was called ghetto juice all across Nova Scotia, but definitely from where I was from, we called it ghetto juice. And that's what it will forever be known as, ghetto juice. So then as I was like remembering this ghetto juice, this fucking video popped up on my For You page. And this is kind of like ghetto juice, but I think it's milk in a bag maybe? I don't know.
Man, how the fuck do you... Oh, damn! I'm sorry. Ooh.
He got him wet. This is grandpa. Or dad maybe?
Man, how the fuck do you... Oh, damn! I'm sorry. Ooh.
He's so old and fragile and scared in that moment.
Man, how the fuck do you... Oh, damn! I'm sorry. Ooh.
Soaked him. And what's he eating? It's hard to tell.
I'm sorry. Ooh.
Do you feel bad for him or do you laugh at him? I don't know. I gotta show you this though. I gotta show you this.
Jeg har det helt jævlig. Egentlig. Det svinger veldig, men jeg har det generelt ikke bra. Mye på grunn.
Dude, if that happens to you, don't play it cool. Don't pretend like it didn't happen.
Jeg har det helt jævlig. Egentlig. Det svinger veldig, men jeg har det generelt ikke bra.
I hate it when shit like this happens and the person that it happened to and everyone around them just acts like, oh, that nothing happened. That didn't happen. I'll just continue to shake your hand and you can continue. Acknowledge it. Okay? You just swam up onto the stage, basically. And now everyone's just like continuing to act as if nothing happened. Whoa. Did my voice just increase? Damn. One more time.
Mye på grunn. Jeg har det helt jævlig. Egentlig. Det svinger veldig, men jeg har det generelt ikke bra. Mye på grunn.
I mean, the people in the back are laughing, but see how look, he slips on that microphone stand and watch how far he flings that thing.
Jeg har det helt jævlig.
He actually doesn't slip on the microphone stand. His right foot slips and his left foot fucking hucks that microphone stand.
Jeg har det helt jævlig.
Boom!
Det svinger veldig, men jeg har
It's like he's purposefully kicking it. Watch it again. Just watch his left leg.
Jeg har det helt jævlig. Det svinger veldig, men jeg har det generelt.
It's like he's kickstarting a fucking bike or something.
Jeg har det helt jævlig. Det svinger veldig, men jeg har det generelt ikke bra.
He shoots it right from out underneath him and he swims the rest of the way up that stage. What a man. What a gentleman. And by the way, it's not even a stage. It looks like a bunch of short tables pushed together. Like tables you would find in kindergarten. Those really small tables.
Jeg har det helt jævlig. Det svinger veldig, men jeg har det generelt ikke.
Dude, you gotta acknowledge it though. If you're gonna fall like that, acknowledge it. You know? Or not. I guess this does make it funnier, but still. Dylan Francis tweeted, "What happened to Crazy Frog's dick?"
What's going on?
Ding, ding. Crazy. Ding, ding.
Does anyone know why he has a dick? Why did they put a dick on him? He doesn't need one. He absolutely 100% doesn't need one. This is a little like cartoon for children that we all grew up absolutely loving. But they gave him a fucking cock. And we all noticed it. Every one of us noticed it. Why does he have one? He doesn't need one. I'm gonna consult ChatGPT for this. Oh, I can't use a microphone? I could last time. Why does Crazy Frog have a penis? The inclusion of a visible penis on Crazy Frog, a character created by Swedish animator Erik Wernquist, was actually a result of the character's design rather than any intentional decision to be provocative. When the character was first created, it was modeled after a childlike, genderless figure with some anatomical details, including the penis, which was intended to give the character a quirky and humorous appearance. However, when Crazy Frog became popular in 2005, Especially with the release of Axel F music video, the presence of this detail led to controversy. Many parents and viewers found it inappropriate for a character that was being marketed to children. Some TV networks and video platforms ended up censoring or blurring that part of the character in response to the complaints. The whole situation became a bit of a cultural oddity, with the controversy only adding to the character's notoriety. Okay. So he initially did it just to be funny. I like that. I would have put a dick on him too. If I created Crazy Frog, I'd put a little dick on him too. Does this music video show his dick? No, they got rid of it. Look at that. His dick's gone. They got rid of it. So is that what Dylan Francis is talking about? What happened to Crazy Frog's dick? They fucking got rid of it, dude. Because when was this uploaded? 2009. So they got rid of it way back in 2009? I love how they have the lyrics in here too. A ring ding 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 ding, a ring ding ding ding, bam bam bam, a ring ding 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 ding, a ring ding ding ding, ba ba. Is anyone talking about his peepee? Nah. So this was uploaded in 2009. So they had the wherewithal to get rid of it back then. But back when I would watch this music video in 2005 on the old television screen, you goddamn right he had his dick out. Just flapping in the wind on his invisible motorcycle. That was the thing. He rode a bike, but it was invisible. So you could see that thing flapping in the wind. And we loved it. We thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But now it's gone. No more dick for the Crazy Frog. What else I got? I think I got one more. This was something. I don't even know if YouTube's going to let me show this. They should. I don't see why not. It's called Big Booty Basketball. I should mute it. It's kind of nice, right? I'm not into sports, but I surely would like to watch this shit. I'm into this. I'd give this a watch. I like it. Yeah. I mean, those are some fat asses, though. Not gonna lie, but not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not a bad sport. That's a sport I can get into. Not play, but watch. I guess, well, I do have 2 videos left. One of them is a bit long, not that great. The other one's short, kind of great, but not really. But I guess I'll show it. It's only 13 seconds. Is it staged? Or was that guy actually just taking a poo-poo and they decided they didn't need that door anymore and took it down? We'll never know. Truly, we'll never know. A ring ding 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 ding, a ring ding ding ding, bong bong bong.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
Well, ladies and farts. I think we got to end it here. An hour long. Right on time, Bartleby. You're right on time. If you're subscribed to the channel, I've been playing No Man's Sky. Fired it back up. kind of fun. It's a good game to stream. I'm trying to get my streaming up. I'm also trying to decide if I should continue to stream on YouTube or switch over to Kick. Maybe Twitch, but I like Kick. But I also really like YouTube, so I might just stick to YouTube. And I don't know. I'm going to stick to YouTube for now. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the DynamiteGizmo podcast. The #1 podcast in the world. It's better than Impulsive. I know Impulsive, they always say they're the #1, but they are not. I am the #1. This is the best podcast in the world. Ask Dynamite. This is the #1 podcast in the world. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. This is where it's at. This is where you need to be. So if you're not subscribed, you need to just subscribe right now. And you need to like this video, and you need to leave a comment. Doesn't matter what the comment is. It can be as hateful or as nice or as pleasant, loving, whatever you want. Just leave a comment. And you can hit that bell too. You're going to want to see what comes next, because each episode is better than the last. And it continues to grow, and it continues to get better. And like I said, right now it is the #1 best podcast in the world, but you just wait. You just wait and see. It's going to be something extravagant. Something that will blow your mind in terms of the podcast sphere, universe, Noche, UFC Noche. I'll see you then. Bye.